All right, how's it going, everyone? Welcome to another episode of Forward Thinking Founders. We talk to founders about their companies, their visions for the future, and how the two collide. Today, I'm very excited to be talking to Arjun Mahadevan, who's the founder of Doola. Welcome to the show. How's it going?
Fantastic. Thanks so much for having me on, and let's doula it.
Yeah, let's Doola it. I love it. So let's dive right into it. If we're dueling it, like what are we dueling? So the first question is, what is Doola? What are you working on?
If you come to our website, doula.com, you'll see form a US company or form an LLC in all 50 states. But if you zoom out, really what we do at Doula is we help people take their dream idea and turn it into their dream US business. The vehicle to doing that is an entity. It's an LLC or a C Corp. It's a tax identification number. It's a bank account that connects to a payment processor. But really at Doula, our mission is to democratize access to the US financial ecosystem. And I'm a firm, strong believer. I've seen this with my family. I've seen this with the thousands of customers we have on over 175 different countries, that talent is everywhere, but opportunity is not. And by making it click button easy, kind of like that Staples easy button to set up that company, get that tax number, and get your banking stack set up, you can help someone really launch that dream business in the States and really take and automate that mundane, unsexy, yet critical back office process and let founders focus on what they do best while Doula can handle the rest.
I love it. So let's say I am someone in an alternative universe. I just got a startup idea. I want to start a business. Can you kind of walk me through, unless it's quite literally a single button and that's it? But like if it's a little more complicated than that, walk us through how someone uses Doola. If they go to the website, how they go from nothing to having everything set up to actually run their company.
Typically, when a founder, and this could be a founder looking to raise venture capital, or 99% of the world is not, it's a side hustle or a bootstrap business, and they would form an LLC, a limited liability company. First, you go to the state's website. If you can navigate the migraine inducing information on Google to find the state's website, understand should I form an LLC or a C Corp, etc. Once you get to the state's website, you then have to go through a form that looks like it was made in the pre AOL era. You navigate that, submit it with the state, you get your docs back. You then have to navigate with not a company, but a group called the IRS, the Internal Revenue Service, to, believe it or not, submit a form online or fax a form to the IRS to get your tax number. That's called Form SS4. Once you've done that, you then have to figure out which business bank account should I set up. Let me navigate the flow of applying. And if you don't live in the US, understand, can I even open an account and who should I use? And the final step would be, okay, let me connect to Stripe. With Doola, instead, what you do is you come to our website, you click Get Started, we collect some basic information, your name, your email, information on your company, and then we have automated the rest of that process, which means forming the company with the state, interacting with the IRS, faxing forms automatically, and then either through Doola banking or through partner banks, getting that bank account set up.
Wow, what a treasure for founders, right? What a great resource. It leads me to wonder, why did you start Doola? What's the origin story here in wanting to kind of broaden entrepreneurship, allow more people to get into it? How'd you get started here?
Before you go 0 to 1, you have to go 0 to 0.1. And every single founder has that exact same pain point and journey. And as cheesy as it sounds, it really comes back to my family, who was born and raised in India. They were both doctors. They moved to England to start practicing medicine. And when I was 6 years old, they decided to immigrate to the US. I don't remember much. I was quite young. I was 6. But most of the journey for me was, the cartoons changed. It maybe went from Cartoon Network to SpongeBob and Clifford the Big Red Dog. But I've asked my parents now why they did it. And they said it was for access to American opportunity, jobs, career mobility, and the cultural mixing pot present in America. And for Doola, a big reason why we're doing this is to help those founders from all over the world really have that opportunity to start that dream business. And the truth is, that was us. When we were starting this business as a non-US based team, we went through this complex and expensive process where we spent tens of thousands of dollars getting the business off the ground and naively thought, wait a second, instead of having these 10 dots that you have to go through, oftentimes in the wrong order, what if you could connect those dots and sort of build this business in a box? And that's how we market ourselves. Customers came up with it. I can't take credit for it, but they said, you're this one-stop shop. You're this business in a box for LLCs. And that's what we try to provide, that one point of contact, that one person who gives you peace of mind that you're going to be taken care of while you focus on the very hard task of building your business.
And I'm curious, as you're building you're building Doola. Well, Doola helps other companies. So as you're building Doola, what are you spending your time on these days? Like, are you spending time working with customers? Are you fundraising? Are you hiring? Like, what's a day in the life for you as you're working on Doola?
Day in the life at Doola often includes everything you just mentioned. There's some product work related, there's hiring, there's distribution or growth, there's marketing, and then there's people internally. But I think the largest focus is, and this is what I boil any startup down to, is building product and talking to users or growing. And I actually think most companies or startups don't die because they failed to build the product. They die because they fail to acquire customers, repeatedly acquire customers at a low enough customer acquisition cost. You can acquire them, but if you're paying 1,000 to acquire them and they only give you 100, that's not a business. So with that in mind, a huge focus of mine is always thinking on the acquisition side, on the growth side, how are we going to get new customers in and how are we going to get them into the future? And then once they're in too, understanding what product and service can we deliver to them that won't only solve their needs now, but has the opportunity to grow with them going forward. So to answer directly, I think top focuses each day are mostly on the distribution side, whether that's sales and marketing, thinking and making sure, hey, we're executing on the product side. And then along that, you have to be constantly thinking, hey, is the team structured internally well? And what other roles or talent do we need to bring in the next 3 to 6 months?
And I have to ask the story around the name. You have like a how did you get the name Doola? I don't remember. Do you have like the .com? If not, like how did you figure out the domain? Like tell us about Doola and how you came up with that name.
We used to be called Start Pack, and we were the starter pack or the start pack, quite literally, startpack.io to form your business. But from the get go, we realized, wait a second, customers don't want a way to form a company and then be thrown to the wolves. That was an exact quote we heard multiple times. They want a long term partner. StartPack was a little too transactional. We wanted something you could build a relationship or brand around too. We went through an exercise. There were a lot of different names. Some were quite literal: file fast, cut the tape, business filing formations. A couple others were way more out there and abstract. Things like JohnnyAppleseed.com, things like Paul Bunyan, the American folklore hero. And then one of the names that came up was Doola. It was 5 letters. It was the .com, had 2 O's like Google. And some folks said, hey, it sounds like the word doula, Doula, who is someone who helps nurture, raise, and grow a child. And there is this adage or saying, your business is your baby. Business is something that's to grow over time. We like Doola, though, again, because it was a tech startup sounding name. It had the .com. And it was something which now today we can build a whole product suite around, whether it's Doola formation, Doola taxes, Doola banking, and a lot more to come on that side too.
I have to ask. You don't have to disclose if you don't want to, but I was the .com just available for $20, or did you have? Was there a story around getting the actual website?
It wasn't $20. I believe it was about $10,000. So yeah, not $20, not 100,000, but so far so good with the name. I mean, we had that. I
That's a
said
great
earlier,
price for that's honestly, I mean, like it's money for sure, but for 5 letters, such an easy to sound out name, that's a pretty that's not bad.
Yeah, and now we can say let's do it instead of let's do it. And then the other one I start saying too is instead of see you soon, it's LL see you soon. So always finding ways to shill LLCs or the company Doola.
Yeah, that's awesome. So we talked a little bit about your day to day. We talked about where it came from. Let's kind of talk about where you're going. For you to look out 5 years from now, 10 years from now, what does the world look like with Doola as a massive company? Or in other words, what's your big vision and what direction are you rowing in?
Formation 1.0, which is where I think the world is today, is an individual will go to a company website or to a lawyer, submit the information to form a company, and then the company's formed, you get your documents back. It's a very one-to-one process. Formation 2.0 to me is actually API infrastructure. And what I mean by that is instead of going to an external platform, lawyer, CPA, company, wherever it is, in app, it's embedded. Let's say you're a real estate company and you're trying to buy a property or close on a house. Oftentimes, you need an LLC for that. There should be a button in the app that says Form LLC, powered by Doola. Let's say you're a YouTuber launching a course. And in that course, you're going to be selling, you're teaching people how to do that. Those people need an LLC. That YouTuber should be able to white label and use Doola. So it goes from something where you're sending people externally to the LLC button is everywhere. It's honestly like that Staples Easy button, but anywhere you go, anywhere that needs an entity, EIN, bank account, or compliance, you can just do that powered by Doola.
I love that. And in order to make it happen, like you'll need some help, right? It takes a village to make a startup work and scale. So my question for you is how can the forward-thinking founders community help? Are you hiring? Are you raising money? Are you looking for customers, partners to work with? Like how can we assist?
First of all, if you are looking to start that dream business, take that dream idea and turn it into that business, we're more than happy to help. Completely self-serve flow online. We also offer free consultations with a CPA if needed to answer any questions you might have. The second thing is, biggest thing for us now is if you know communities or networks or companies that could use entity formation, we'd love to hear. That could be an accelerator, it could be an incubator, could be a real estate company, whatever it might be. But I think the third one is this. There is no substitute to word of mouth. Word of mouth is the strongest form of marketing. It's not TikTok, it's not Facebook, it's not threads.net, whatever it might be. It's word of mouth. So if you have a friend who's thinking about starting a business, it means the world if you say, hey, check out Doola. And then it's our job from there to show them that, hey, we can help them not just start the business, but run and grow it too.
And for my last question, if someone wanted to learn more about Doola or I wanted to share this with my friend, where can someone find you online? Do you have a website? We talked about this, but do you have like a social media presence? Do you have an email address? Like how can people connect with you on the internet?
Check out Doola.com. We've got the .com, Doola.com. I'm also very active on social. I've actually transformed my socials to this nickname of sorts, Mr. LLC, where I'm really trying to become the world's expert in LLCs. So I tweet a lot about LLCs, the stories of entrepreneurs getting their businesses off the ground, and naturally weaving in the progress of Doola, trying to build in public as much as possible. So follow me at Arjun Mahadevan on Twitter and on LinkedIn. That's where I'm most active. I also write a weekly public newsletter. It's a sort of version of our investor update, which goes out to anyone interested in following along and getting a behind the scenes look of what it's like building Doola as well.
Cool. Well, thank you so much for coming on to the podcast. I really appreciate it.
Thank you, Matt. Really appreciate it.